Another day, 10921 North 56th Street, man. Class Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Well, we got a understanding to bring out this evening.
Right. Nothing big and serious, but it's a salvational issue. Just, we got certain discrepancies within Israel. They say brothers with long hair and brothers with dreadlocks, right? It's a heathen custom, right? And some say, that. And when you tell them about that, dreadlocks are in the Bible, they say it's speaking of braids. Braids was one of our customs, but also dreadlocks was too. It was not a heathen custom, and we're gonna bring forth, our strong reasonings to show proof, just like always. Well, not our reasoning, our strong proof is the Lord's proof, the Most High's proof. Let's start off with, let's get alabaster box. Let's start it off.
All right. We're in the book of Matthew, chapter 26, and verse 6. It says, "Now when Jesus was in Bethany, in the house of Simon the leper, there came unto him a woman having an alabaster box of very precious ointment, and poured it on his head as he sat at meat. But when his disciples saw it, they had indignation, saying, To what purpose is this waste? For this ointment might have been sold for much and given to the poor. When Jesus understood it, he said unto them, Why trouble ye the woman? For she hath wrought a good work upon me. For ye have the poor always with you, but me ye have not always. For in that she hath poured this ointment on my body, she did it for my burial. Verily I say unto you, wheresoever this gospel shall be preached in the whole world, there shall also this that this woman hath done be told for a memorial of her."
Right. There also did that this woman hath done should be told for a memorial of her, wherever this gospel shall be preached in the whole world. All right. Let's start off with 1 Thessalonians 5:21. Right.
We're in the book of 1 Thessalonians, chapter 5 and verse 21. "Prove all things. Hold fast that which is good."
Hold fast that which is good. It said hold fast that which is good because it's gonna be you're gonna hear garbage too, and you don't want to hold fast to the garbage. You always want to have an open mind, man. Be ready more to hear than to give the sacrifice of fools, man. Yeah, so hold fast that which is good, not the bad and evil, right? Go ahead. That's it?
That's good. That's it for that.
Yeah. Okay. Let's get which is good. Let's get let's go to Proverbs. No, let's get 1 Corinthians. Let's go with 1 Corinthians. Chapter 11.
1 Corinthians. We're in the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 11.
We'll start at 13. Is it 13? Yeah, go ahead.
1 Corinthians, chapter 11, verse 13. Judge in yourselves.
Right, it's a judge in yourselves. Go ahead.
Is it comely that a woman pray unto God uncovered?
No, that's not. No, it's the next one. I'm sorry about that.
Verse 14. Doeth not even nature itself teach you that if a man have long hair, it is a shame unto him? But if a woman have long hair, it is a glory to her, for her hair is given her for a covering.
All right, read it one more time. Read it again. 14.
14. This is 1 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 14. Doeth not even nature itself teach you?
No, doeth not the Most High.
Doeth not even nature itself teach you?
Doeth not nature. So this is not of the Most High. Doeth not even nature. This is speaking of society, the society of people. You know what I'm saying? Civilization. That's what it's speaking of. Read it again.
Doeth not even nature itself teach you?
All right, so you got civilization that, teaching us what?
That if a man have long hair, it is a shame unto him?
And it says a question mark at the end of that, right?
Right.
So, society teaches us that, right? Because growing up, and we done witnessed it, man. Growing up, I seen young brothers with long hair when I was young. I used to tell them they got long hair like a girl, because that's what you've been programmed and to know that the women's supposed to have long hair and men are supposed to have boys or men supposed to have short hair, right? I'm dead serious. Mostly everybody done heard it growing up. But that's talking about nature. It's not talking about the Most High, first of all. So that's not a command that men can't have their hair long, wear their hair long. That's just saying, don't even nature itself teach you that if a man have long hair, it is a shame on him. Yes, nature does teach us that, but is it a sin? Where can you find it in the law? Can you show me in the first 5 books of Moses? You can't.
Right.
All right. Let's go to Proverbs 24. We know what the books say, man. We ain't following no heathen customs, man. Proverbs 24, verse 1.
In the book of Proverbs, chapter 24, and verse 1. Be not thou envious against evil men.
Be what?
Be not thou envious against evil men.
Right. Go ahead.
Neither desire to be with them.
It said, be not thou envious against evil men. We know who the evil men are, right? Passed down from one another. Know what I'm saying? One apple spoils the rest. Know what I'm saying? One spoils the bunch, or whatever you want to call it.
Right.
But our oppressors are wicked as hell, man. They evil. And we learn from them, man.
Right.
This is what that's saying. Be not thou envious against evil men, neither desire to be with them. That means neither desire to follow after their ways and be like them.
Right.
Go ahead.
Verse 2, for their heart studieth destruction, and their lips talk of mischief.
Right. And that's exactly what, and that's what the oppressors have taught us, right? To destroy one another, our brothers and sisters, man, and be talk wicked and all type of malicious mischief and do all type of things to each other, man. Read it from the top again. Read it all the way through.
All right, Proverbs 24:1. Be not thou envious against evil men, neither desire to be with them, for their heart studieth destruction, and their lips talk of mischief.
Right. So, and that's what we know not to do, man. So, I wouldn't if I didn't. I mean, I know the Bible, not all the way 100%, because I'm still learning. Wisdom increases. You know what I'm saying? Every day, if you stay in this Bible and meditate on a daily basis, you get more knowledge and wisdom starts to open up and unlock to you, man. So I know that the Bible says, envy is not the oppressor. That's what these 2 verses are saying. Matter of fact, let's just go to envy is not the oppressor and choose none of his ways.
We're in the book of Proverbs, chapter 3, and verse 31. Envy thou not the oppressor, and choose none of his ways.
And choose none of his ways. Proverbs 24:1 says, be not thou envious against the evil men, neither desire to be with them. Same thing. Choose none of their ways, man. All right. Now let's go into Psalms 37:1. Then we're gonna go to 5. We're just showing you that, we know that we're not keeping no heathen customs over here. Not over here, man. And you brothers with long hair that's cutting your hair because, you know what I'm saying, your elder or something that said something to you. You know what I'm saying? or, you just read it yourself, man. know what I'm saying? That's what we brought out first Thessalonians 5:21.
Right.
You know, study, prove all things, right? 2 Timothy, what it is, 2 Timothy 2:15 says what? Study, show thyself approved. First Timothy. Let me go to, yeah, go ahead.
Psalm 37, verse 1.
Yeah, go to 5.
When the book of Psalm, chapter 37, verse 1. Fret not thyself because of evildoers.
Say what?
Fret not thyself because of evildoers.
Don't get mad at yourself because of evildoers. You see them getting away with whatever they you know what I'm saying, they doing. That's wicked as hell. They ain't been put to death yet by the Heavenly Father, the Most High. Go ahead.
Neither be thou envious against the workers of iniquity.
Right. Because you see them make a come up, they hit licks or whatever, and they come up on a nice amount of cash or something like that. They're not going to be comfortable with it, man. Neither are they going to be happy with themselves, man. Go ahead.
Verse 2, for they shall soon be cut down like the grass, and wither as the green herb.
Go ahead.
Trust in the Lord.
Do what?
Trust in the Lord.
Go ahead.
And do good. So shalt thou dwell in the land.
Dwell in what land? The land of Israel. New Jerusalem. Go ahead.
And verily thou shalt be fed.
And and who is he talking to? The Israelites, man. You know what I'm saying? The heathen gonna be in the land too, but they're gonna be in hard bondage, man. You know what I'm saying? So it's talking to Israelites, trust in the Lord and do good. So shalt thou dwell in the land, and verily thou shalt be fed. Go ahead.
Verse 4, delight thyself also in the Lord, and he shall give thee the desires of thine heart. Commit thy way unto the Lord. Trust also in him, and he shall bring it to pass.
Right. So fret not thyself against evildoers, man. Neither be thou envious against the workers of iniquity. Right. You know what I'm saying? So choose none of their ways. We know these things. We don't keep heathen customs. See, but brothers need to take the mote out of their own eye, man. They keep heathen customs. One heathen custom we know that they keep is the damn Gregorian calendar, man.
Right.
They keep Saturday. They're Saturday worshipers, man. Saying it's the Sabbath and teaching people that. You know what I'm saying? And swearing up and down that they're rebuking brothers on the streets when they come out of stores, and you know what I'm saying, on damn Saturday, when it's not the Saturday, it's not the Sabbath, man. You do err not knowing the scriptures. You ain't nobody is reading for themselves, man. They just listening to their elders or bishops or pastors, whatever you want to call it, man.
Right. Go along to get along.
That go along to get along, right? Because you see a lot of numbers, right? People see, and when you see camps with these large numbers, they I guess brothers feel comfortable. Hey, this must be the right way. There's so many people here. Right? Let's go to let's go to
good one that first that first minute.
Yeah. Let's go to Judges. The book of Judges.
Judges
chapter 16. We're gonna go to Samson. We're going to Samson, and we all most of our people already know that. We're going to Samson, man. Judges chapter 16, verse 13.
In the book of Judges, chapter 16, verse 13. And Delilah said unto Samson, hitherto thou hast mocked me and told me lies.
She said what?
Hitherto thou hast mocked me and told me lies.
Hitherto thou hast mocked me and told me lies. Once again, you have mocked me and told me lies. Go ahead.
Tell me wherewith thou mightest be bound,
Right? 'Cause she want to know how the heck, why is he so damn strong? And he can, none of these heathens can whoop Samson. Go ahead.
And he said unto her, If thou weavest the 7 locks of my head with the web.
If you do what?
If thou weavest the 7 locks
The
of
how
my
many locks?
7.
Okay, now we know Samson, he got 7 locks. And the key words was what? If thou what?
Weavest.
If thou what?
Weavest.
If thou weavest the 7 locks of his head. Go ahead.
With the web.
With what?
With the web.
What does a web do? When you weave something in the web, what is that? Right? That's braiding. You know what I'm saying? You're weaving. You're braiding it, right? That from here, I guess I don't know how they get that's talking about braiding. It said he had 7 locks. What did he have? 7 strands of hair? Did he have 7? He was bald headed, man. He can't have 7 strands of hair and then braid it, weave it with web, seven strands of hair. You know what I'm saying? This ain't Goldilocks and the 3 Bears, man. You know what I'm saying? It was some little white girl with blonde hair. That's what they say.
Goldilocks.
Yeah, Goldilocks. You know what I'm saying? That's why people think it's talking about a full set of hair, man. No, it's not talking about that. It's not talking about a full set of hair. It said Samson had 7 locks, so he had 7 big dookie monster locks, man. You know what I'm saying? And you know they had to be dreadful to the heathen. That's why the heathen call them dreadlocks.
Right.
That's dreadful to him, man. He think that looks ugly. But I guess that's Nazareth. That was one of the Nazarite customs. That was a Nazarite custom. So Samson had this Nazarite custom where he couldn't shave off the locks of his head with a razor, nor could he drink wine and eat grapes. So she told Samson what? Well, Samson told her, if thou what?
If thou weavest the 7 locks of my head with the web.
Right. Then go ahead, finish it on.
And she fastened it with the pin, and said unto him, The Philistines be upon thee, Samson. Mm-hmm. And he walked, and he awakened out of his sleep, and went away with the pin of the beam and with the web.
Right, a pin. She braided his dreads, and she put a pin in it to hold it in place. So he had this big, monstrous braid going down the center of his head. Probably looked like a mohawk, you know.
Big knot.
Big knot, yeah. But he didn't get bound. So Samson had 7 dreadlocks, man. What we considered as dreadlocks, but it was just the original name for them is locks. It was dreadful to the heathen, so that's why they call them dreadlocks. Right? Let's go Songs of Solomon. That's simple, man. I don't need an interpreter for that, right?
Well,
and I'm reading. I found this out for myself, man. Reading. Well, the Holy Spirit gave me knowledge and understanding to understand that, man.
right.
Why? Because I meditate. Let's go to Joshua 1 and 8. Let's go to Joshua 1 and 8, man. Real quick. Meditate on these scriptures daily.
We're in the book of Joshua, chapter 1 and verse 8. This book of the law shall not depart out of thy mouth.
Right. It shouldn't depart out of their mouth. Most brothers got that down packed. Right. They go out and prophesy on the corner, even though they think they're doing it on the Sabbath day, Saturday or whatever. You know, go ahead.
But thou shalt meditate therein day and night.
But they're not doing this right here. They're not meditating day and night. Meditating day and night don't mean just sit there and listen to somebody prophesy unto you and give you, you know what I'm saying? And you just soak it all up. No, you gotta study for yourself, man. You gotta meditate by yourself day and night, man. Go ahead.
That thou mayest observe to do according to all that is written therein.
Right. Go ahead.
For then thou shalt make thy way prosperous.
Then you shall make your way prosperous. You won't prosper with a closed mind, saying, "Oh, my camp got, or my group or congregation got all the knowledge. We don't watch nobody else's videos. We don't need to." You know what I'm saying? We don't need to hear nothing else from nobody else, but within ourselves. Right? That's keeping a closed mind, man. That's not an open mind. Go ahead.
And then thou shalt have good success.
Right. Then you shall make yourself prosperous and have good success, man. It's a lot of people out there blind being led by blind leaders.
Right.
And we know what's going to happen to them. And they both shall fall into a ditch. Let's go to Songs of Solomon.
Okay.
5 and 2.
We're in the book of Songs of Solomon, chapter 5 and verse 2. I sleep, but my heart waketh. I sleep, but my heart waketh.
Mm-hmm. I sleep, but my mind is still going. The mind steady, meditating, steady going. Go ahead.
It is the voice of my beloved that knocketh.
Yeah, it's the knowledge. It's truth, man. It's the truth. It's the word. The voice of my beloved. Who's the voice of my beloved? That's the Lord's word, the Most High's word. That knocketh. That's always touching his mind, man. Go ahead.
That conscience.
And what it's saying?
Saying, open to me.
Right. It's saying, open to me. I mean, meaning, seek me. You know what I'm saying? Come on to me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Constantly, think of my, like David had said, I always think of your precepts. I can't remember that scripture right off the top of my head. But yeah, when David said, I think it's your precepts day and night or something like that.
Meditate on
I meditate, on my precepts. That's what that is. That's what it means by saying, open to me, my sister. Go ahead.
My love, my dove, my undefiled, for my head is filled with dew, and my locks with the drops of the night.
Right, and my locks with the drops of the night. Jump down to verse 11.
Verse 11, his head is as the most fine gold. His locks are bushy.
His locks are what?
His locks are bushy.
Let's back it up. Back it up. Start that from the top again.
His head is as the most fine gold.
Right, and what is gold? There's no impurities in gold. Right? Remember Zechariah 13 and 8 when the Most High said he's going to lead us through the fire and try us as gold is tried? You know what I'm saying? That means we're going to be purged. We're going to be washed, cleansed from, free from all sin, man. He's going to purify us. So it says his head was what?
His locks are bush. His head is as the most fine gold.
His head is as the most fine gold, full of righteousness. Go ahead.
His locks are bushy.
His locks are what?
Are bushy.
His locks are bushy. It's not braids. His braids are not bushy. This Solomon, man, he had plenty of wives and concubines, man. He was a king. Gold, diamonds, pearls. He had it all. Why would he have some bushy braids, man? He had bushy locks. Go ahead, read.
And black as a raven.
And it was black as a raven. Go ahead. Not blonde. Not Goldilocks and the Three Bears. Go ahead.
His eyes are as the eyes of doves by the rivers of water.
Make the women melt, man. That's why he was black and it said he was black and comely, black and beautiful, right? You know what I'm saying? And his eyes were as the eyes of doves. You know what I'm saying? They looked like they had that little tint of water, like they were like a wet candy paint on a car, man. Make the women melt, man. Go ahead.
Washed with milk and fitly set.
Right? And fitly set, right? That means set perfect, man. Go ahead.
His cheeks are as a bed of spices and sweet flowers. His lips
His cheeks are as a bed of spices, man. Meaning nothing but you know what I'm saying, righteousness coming out of his mouth, man. He always spoke as the oracles of God. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
As sweet flowers. His lips like lilies, dropping sweet smelling myrrh.
All right, that's all that I'm doing. That's all that.
Spit game.
Right. 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 Solid B used to make them melt, bruh. Let's go to Isaiah chapter 47. All right. This ain't no damn heathen custom, man. This is our custom. It's one of our customs, man. And be happy with what you got, man.
Right.
You want to rock the afro, rock the afro. You want to rock braids, man. I prefer the locks, man. Let me live, man. Let's talk about something else. Do you worship on Saturday?
Right.
When is your Sabbath day? Let's talk about that. Go ahead.
Isaiah 47, what?
47:1. Start at 1.
47
Go
verse
down to
1.
2.
Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon.
We talking about Babylon. We talking about who? We talking about who, bro?
O virgin daughter of Babylon.
We know that it's America, man. You know that's the wicked, right? Go ahead.
Sit on the ground.
Sit on the ground.
There is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans.
Right. There's no throne. I mean, it's going to come a time where you're not going to be in rulership no more. Go ahead.
For thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate.
You should no more be called tender and delicate, where everyone wants to fornicate with you, right? Drink up the wrath of her fornication. There's going to come a time where people ain't going to dwell on Babylon no more. You know what I'm saying? It's always going to be righteousness, man. And everybody going to want to desire the way of the Lord. Go ahead.
Take the millstones and grind meal.
Right. Do some damn work, man. You're going to be working. Go ahead.
Uncover thy locks.
Uncover what?
Uncover thy locks.
Go ahead.
Make bare the leg.
Uncover the locks and make bare the leg.
Uncover the thigh. Pass over the rivers.
Right. Yes. Uncover thy locks. You know these damn. This is not a heathen custom, man. It said uncover thy locks.
Right.
That was Isaiah speaking. But go ahead. Let's go to Ezekiel chapter 44.
Ezekiel 44.
Start it. Go to 8. Go to 8. Let's do 8.
Ezekiel chapter 44 and verse 8.
No, let's go to 8 and 3. I'm sorry. Ezekiel 8 and 3.
Oh, Ezekiel 8.
Yeah.
Ezekiel chapter 8 and verse 3. And he put forth the form of an hand, and took me by a lock of mine.
Let's
head.
start one verse higher.
Ezekiel 8 verse 2.
Yeah.
All right. Then I beheld, and lo, a likeness as the appearance of fire, from the appearance of his loins, even downward fire.
Mm-hmm.
And from his loins even upward, as the appearance of brightness, as the color of amber.
Now, we're finna find out who this is, man. Go ahead.
And he put forth the form of an hand, and took me by a lock of mine head.
Right.
And the Spirit lifted me up between the earth and the heaven.
And the what?
And the Spirit lifted me up between the earth and the heaven.
Right. Go ahead.
And brought me in the visions of God to Jerusalem, to the door of the inner gate.
Oh, let's go back. I'm sorry. And took me by, go back to 3.
Verse 3, and he put forth the form of an hand, and took me by a lock of mine head.
And took me by a lock of my head. It couldn't have been, it was not and could not have been a braid. If it would have been a braid, you know what I'm saying, it would have unzipped. It would, it would have unzipped to it would have. No, it's not. But even though this is a vision, Isaiah was taken up in a vision. I mean Ezekiel, right? It said he took me by a lock of mine head, right? Like I said, this is not nothing this not a salvational issue. Just trying to correct the error out there, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Right. Just edifying the understanding on the lock.
Right.
Really, it's an understanding.
Right. Let's go to 44:20 now. Ezekiel 44:20.
Ezekiel chapter 44 verse 20.
Let's go to start at 19.
19. And when they go forth into the utter court, even into the utter court to the people, they shall put off their garments wherein they ministered,
Right. It's talking about the Levites. Go ahead.
and lay them in the holy chambers.
Uh-huh.
And they shall put on other garments.
And they should put on other garments. So the holy garments, they should lay them down in the chambers. Lay them down in the holy chambers, sorry. And they should put on other garments. Go ahead.
And they shall not sanctify the people with their garments.
Right. They should not sanctify the people with their garments. Go ahead.
Neither shall they shave their heads.
Right. We know that's one of our customs, right? That's in the law.
Right.
In the book of Leviticus, we weren't supposed to take no razor upon our head and shave our heads, Paul. Go ahead.
Nor suffer their locks to grow long.
Right. They couldn't suffer their locks to grow long. Right.
They shall only poll their heads.
They shall only poll their heads. Right. So they couldn't suffer their locks to grow long. That's talking about the Levitical priests. But they had locks though. They had locks. What is that word poll? I'm going to this is H36697 and Strong's. It's a primitive root word to shear. To shear, but means what a shave. It means just to trim. That's what shear means, to trim. That don't mean to shave bald.
You're like shears, like
Yeah.
a pair of shears.
Yeah, you just trim. So that's what the poll their heads mean. You just trim.
Yeah, that's
So
in 2 Samuel.
So right. So it was just a so this whole thing with women on ones would have long hair. That's just what society say, civilization, and nature say that, man. Paul wasn't saying men shouldn't have long hair. He was not. He was asking a question. People don't read. They don't study on their own. They just run. You know what I'm saying? They just run with, you know. And the thing about it is, some brothers, the brothers that started at locks or braids. Hey man, that's crazy, man. That's crazy, man. And they say okay, cause a lock you can do what with it? You can unlock it, and you can lock it back. You know what I'm saying? That's simple as hell, man. That's simple as hell. It don't get no simpler than that, man. But cause you can take dreads out too, man. You can take dreads can come loose too. So that's simple as hell. That's not even an argument, man. That's going on your own vain imagination. All right. So yeah, and there we have it right there, man. So let me read that again. Verse 20 in Ezekiel 44, verse 20. Neither shall they shave their heads. Talking about the Levitical priests, right? Nor Israel, period. We shouldn't shave our heads, nor suffer their locks to grow long. Well, they couldn't while they was ministering in the temples. They couldn't suffer their locks to grow long, but they had locks. They shall only poll their head. They shall only shear it, right? Trim it. You know what I'm saying? Wear them short, right? Because why? Because they deal with burnt offerings and everything, right? And you had long locks, man. They go up into the blaze, man. Like Michael Jackson, man. Like damn Michael Jackson.
Yeah, I got a precept there. I can put that in there with Leviticus 19:27 and 21:5.
Huh?
To not shave, but you let your locks grow.
Right. So our people had long hair, man. You know, our people had long hair, and our people kept the, you know, that natural, bushy, like Solomon had bushy locks and black as a raven, right? Samson, he had 7 big. And that's why you see the brothers, the Benjamite brothers, man. I always thought something was funny about them, man. How they let their hair knot up like that, man. I couldn't do it, but you know, ain't nothing wrong with it, man. There's nothing wrong with it, according to the book, man. Samson had 7 of them. Were they clean? I don't know.
Right. And I can see where it comes from. Just brothers, just really just not cutting their hair, right, and just having a way to be able to just, you know what I'm saying,
right.
keep it in a certain style.
Right.
You gotta let it, you know what I'm saying, lock up and weave up so it's right.
Where we at? We're still at 9. Okay. All right, let's there's been something else I wanted to bring out. Let me go into the book of John.
St. John.
Yeah. All right, no, let's go to St. Luke. I want to talk about something in St. Luke chapter 21.
Famous 21.
Yeah, I love that 21.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go to 17.
All right, we're in the book of St.
No,
Luke.
16. Start at 16.
St. Luke 21, verse 16.
15. Sorry.
15. For I will give you a mouth and wisdom, which all your adversaries shall not be able to gainsay nor resist.
Wait, I'm sorry about that. Salaki, man. Let's start at 13, man.
13. And it shall turn to you for a testimony.
Uh-huh.
Settle it therefore in your hearts,
Mhm.
not to meditate before what ye shall answer.
Right. In these last days, when we taken up to be persecuted, man. You know what I'm saying? Even when we out on the streets ministering, man. You know what I'm saying? We would always speak what? 1 Peter 4 and 11, right? Speak as the oracles of God, right? And Malachi 2 and 7, you know what I'm saying? The priest's lips shall keep knowledge, man. So we really gotta speak as the oracle of God. It says, settle it therefore in your hearts, not to meditate before what ye shall answer. Because you're already supposed to know what to answer. Everything you speak, you're supposed to speak as the oracles of God. I don't care where you at, man. You know, go ahead.
Verse 15, for I will give you a mouth and wisdom, which all your adversaries shall not be able to gainsay nor resist.
Right. We probably, if I was if I had a court date, man, they'd have to run that back at least it'd probably go by 4 days, man, before they could hit me with a charge, slap me with a charge. I'm telling you, I'm trying to have my Bible in my hand. I'm trying to speak as the oracles of God, man. You know what I'm saying? And prolong it as long as I can, man. And let them know that this is straight wisdom, right? And the Lord will fight for me. Go ahead.
And ye shall be betrayed both by parents and brethren.
Right. Even if my parents and brethren, you know, and go ahead.
And kinfolks and friends.
Stand up against, the Lord. You know what I'm saying, to persecute me, I'm still going to speak the oracles of God. Go ahead.
And some of you shall they cause to be put to death.
Right, even if I got to die for this truth. I'm going to constantly speak, thus saith the Lord God of Israel. Go ahead.
And ye shall be hated of all men for my name's sake.
Right, and we know over here at Tampa Israelites, you know what I'm saying, 10921 South North 56th Street. We're misunderstood, but some people can, you know, take our us being misunderstood, and they hate us, man.
Right.
You know, just because we try to rebuke our brothers and show, you know, and show them how to go according to the laws of God and as the oracles of God. You know, walk in the oracles of God, not just be followers with a closed mind. That's what we stress over here, man. Try to keep an open mind always. Willing to learn. You know what I'm saying? Not teach. We're not always willing to teach. We're willing to learn too. We can't always teach. Who's gonna feed us, man? He told Peter to feed his sheep, right? Like 3 times. Peter said, "Man, Lord, why are you asking me, do I love you?" And he said, "Feed my sheep." Peter, do you love me? feed my sheep. Well, you're supposed to be like disciples, man. You're supposed to feed the sheep, man. You know what I'm saying? And feed yourself too, man. You're supposed to get fed too, man. Who feeding you? Yeah. Right? How you getting fed? I'm letting Christ feed me. I ain't letting brothers that's running around today work keeping Saturday worship just like these Jehovah's Witnesses and 7-Day Adventists, man.
Right. Jewish.
Right. And Jewish customs, man. Jewish, right. So it's saying, "Ye shall be hated of all men for my name's sake." Go ahead.
But there shall not a hair of your head perish.
Right. They ain't gonna, but they not gonna as long as you keep walking in truth and sincerity and truth, man. Keeping the oracles of God, and you're going thus saith the Lord, and you're keeping, all His commandments to the T, man. In this captivity wind, it said, "Shall not a hair on your head be touched." You might just die of natural causes, but shall not a hair on your head be touched. Ain't nobody gonna do nothing to you, man. Go ahead.
Verse 19, "In your patience possess ye your souls."
Right. In your patience possess ye your souls. You know what I'm saying? Not in your comfort zone possess ye your souls, because there's a lot of our people in their comfort zone.
Oh yeah.
They comfortable as hell, man. Thinking that's all it is, man. You just don't have a shaved head, keep a beard and some fringes on, right? And keep Saturday, right? Well, you just your feast days is off, man. If you're keeping Saturday, the feast day is off, right? You're breaking all the laws, man. It said, "In your patience possess ye your souls by walking in the oracles of God," right? Because we know that what that patience of the saints is, right? We know what that is. Mm-hmm. So possess ye your soul, man. Keep this truth, man. Don't fall into these, simple things, man. Our people these days, they arguing over simple things like multiple wives and simple things like that, man. Non-salvational issues. Fallen angels.
Right. And want to have long debates about it.
Water baptism, right? Let's talk about this Saturday, man. Let's get on one accord, man. For real, let's talk about that Saturday you keeping. That custom. All right. So let's go to 1 Peter. Let's go to wallowing in the mire. We're wallowing in the mire.
1 Peter 2:20. I think it's 2 Peter. Yep, 2 Peter 2:21. "For it had been better for them not to have known the way of righteousness, then after they have known it, to turn from the holy commandment."
But let's start. It's a verse above that. I like the verse above that, right?
Well, verse 20.
Yeah, is it 20?
What are we talking about? What is it?
Yeah, right above that. Right above that.
All right, verse 20. For if after they have escaped the pollutions of the world through the knowledge of the Lord and Savior Jesus Christ.
Right, we escape the pollutions of the world through the knowledge of the Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Go ahead.
They are again untangled therein and overcome.
Right.
The latter end is worse than the beginning.
Right, the latter end is worse than them than the beginning. Go ahead.
For it had been better for them not to have known the way of righteousness.
Right. You know what I'm saying? And this is talking about our people. This is talking about some of the people in the truth, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is talking about them, man. It's going to stress that issue too, right here. Go ahead.
Then after they have known it,
right? It would have been after. Wait, read it from the top again.
For it had been better for them not to have known the way of righteousness.
It would have been better for them not to know the way of righteousness. Go ahead.
Then after they have known it, to turn from the holy commandment delivered unto them.
Right, and turn from the holy commandment delivered unto them. Sirach 43:6. It tells us by the moon, right, is how we keep our feast days. It's a sign of feast.
Right.
Genesis chapter 1. Tell you, and 1 and 14 tell us that the moon is a sign, and the sun and the stars are signs of feast, right? Mm-hmm. We should keep, and the moon is the sign, the monthly sign. I mean, the daily sign. It has 30 phases.
30 phases, 30 days.
Right. 30 phases, 30 days. Right? Sirach 43:6, man, through 8. Our people keep the new moon, next day after new moon, which is day 2. They call it whatever day it falls on the pagan calendar. Thursday, Friday, or Saturday, and it don't make no sense, man. Go ahead.
Verse 22. But it has happened unto them according to the true proverb.
This what happened unto them, according to the true proverb of what?
The dog is turned unto his own vomit again.
Right. That's what happened. You went back. You backslid. You backslid. You went right back to your, just like a dog, man. A dog will keep eating and don't know when to stop, man. Vomit and then and still eat the vomit right back, man. As if he just didn't throw it because his stomach was full and he couldn't take no more, man. His bowels vomited back up, regurgitated. Right? Go ahead.
And the soul that was washed.
And the what?
And the soul.
The sow.
The sow.
Right. Another word for pig or hog. And the sow that was washed. Go ahead.
To her wallowing in the mire.
To her what?
Wallowing in the mire.
Wallowing in the mire. Like a damn hippo. You know when those hippos and they get in those small little water holes and they just moving around so much where it just looked like a bath of feces, man. It's so muddy, man.
Mud bath.
You're right.
They're mud bath.
That's what pigs like, man. They don't want to be clean, man. Pigs don't want to be clean.
They love.
They know they're filthy, man. They love filth, and they know they're filthy. They're doing what they're supposed to do, man. You know, and that's what our people do too, man. As soon as you got clean, because you know you're washed by the word, right?
Washed by water, yeah, by the word, yeah.
Right? You washed by the word, and then you turn around and you know what I'm saying. You're okay. You put down the Caesar Borgia image, and a lot of people want to take onto them what the Caesar calendar, Gregorian calendar, right?
Right. Get rid of the photo, but still honor the calendar.
Right. So you just went you just like a sow that was washed went wallowing in the mire, right back in the mud, man. Or a dog returning to his own vomit. Okay, we're saying that. Let's try to keep open mind, Israel, and not keep a closed mind, man. Let's try to let's learn. That's where iron sharpens iron come in at, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Not just in your congregation. Your congregation is not the one that has the truth, man. They don't have all the truth, man. The Most High, man, our mind can't think on a level like the Most High, man. The Most High put a little truth out here and there, and that's how you're going to get the Zephaniah 2:11. Brothers gathering together, right? Because this brother got that, you know what I'm saying, understanding of the truth, and this understanding the truth over here. You come together, man, and y'all put it together. Put your minds together, man. Right. You know what I'm saying? That's where it's talking about gathering yourselves together. You know what I'm saying? And iron sharpens iron, man. Mm-hmm. And knowledge, man. Not in looks and who got the best garments and who got more numbers. You know what I'm saying? That's not coming together like that. He's saying iron sharpens iron, meaning knowledge, man, and understanding. You know what I'm saying? Building each other up, man. You ain't building nobody up, you know what I'm saying? You just like the Christian church, man. You worry about your damn garments and how many, you know what I'm saying, and looks and everything, man. And how many people that's, how deep you are, right? You know what I'm saying? That's just like the damn Christian church, man. It's just a fashion statement, man. Want to be seen by men. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Want to be glorified, man. This is not for you, man. We supposed to be doing this as a nation to lift up our nation, to build our nation. We supposed to be servants unto those that are ignorant and to the truth, man, and not knowing. Unlearned. You know what I'm saying? We supposed to be servants unto them, man. Why? Because we're fed already. Let's feed them. You know what I'm saying? What you trying to look good for, man? You know what I'm saying? I know that's how we look good already. You know, there ain't nothing wrong with looking good, but we can't keep a closed mind and think that that's it right there. You know what I'm saying? Fringes, beard, don't shave your head, and that's it. Get a congregation, that's it. And you'll be on that Saturday cycle, man. Let's go. Let's go to Ecclesiastes 12 and 12, 13. and going to 14.
Ecclesiastes 12 and 13. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter.
Right? The conclusion of the whole matter is what?
Fear God and keep his commandments.
Mm-hmm. Fear God and keep his commandments. It has to be. It didn't say fear our elders, our pastors. It said fear God, man. Fear God. That goes back to Romans 3 and 3 and 4. You know what I'm saying? Let God be true and every man a damn liar, man. Hey, I don't care if he's my brother. I don't care if it's this brother right here. He tell me something, let God be true and every man a liar. Right. You know what I'm saying? I'm not calling him a liar, but God say, you know what I'm saying, till I show you my words and it says it in my words, let him be a liar, man. You know what I'm saying? That's just like he's innocent till proven guilty. You know what I'm saying? In the court of law, right? That's the same thing, man. So we let God be true and every man a liar, man. Right. And it says fear God
and keep his commandments.
Go ahead.
For this is the whole duty of man.
And that's the whole duty of man. Go ahead, read.
For God shall bring every work into judgment.
Right. He shall bring every work into judgment.
With every secret thing.
Right.
Whether it be good or whether it be evil.
Whether it be good or whether it be evil, man. So, right, keeping a closed mind, the Lord gonna check you on that, man. Right. You know what I'm saying? Not going to learn further, you know what I'm saying, and further your growth, right? Want to just stun your growth and, you know what I'm saying, and stay stagnant, right? We're saying that, man. We going into day 6, man, on the 9th month.
Yep, day 6, 9th month.
Right? Just closed out day 5. So, well, we're closing out day 5.
Right. And well, day 6 tonight, and day 7 to start comes around.
Yeah, day 7, start. Well, we're finna close out day 6, man. But it's day 6 right now.
Right now.
Right, so, yeah, man, and grace and peace and honors to the brothers and sisters as pushing the truth in sincerity. And when I say in sincerity, throughout the 4 corners, I'm talking about those, you know, the brothers that's really pushing that truth, like how to keep correct Sabbath, the holy Shabbat, right? According to God. You know what I'm saying? I know that we got all these other camps out there that's, you know what I'm saying, on the streets doing the work. You know what I'm saying? But they half stepping, you know what I'm saying? That's Saturday, so you know what I'm saying? Honors to the brothers that are pushing this truth with sincerity, man. You know what I'm saying? The whole truth, so help me God.
Right.
Throughout the 4 corners, man. Because we trying to get up out of this place, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. And Shalom, man. Shalom, Israel.
Shalom, grace and peace,
Grace
man.
and peace, man.